Hey guys, Insomnia here with some more AFK Arena. Today we are back with our Wilder team. As you can see, we are already into chapter 27, just like all the accounts now are into chapter 27. So we're going to continue progression. We did not do anything on these accounts last week. Kind of a crazy week, really busy week, but as you can see, we have 18,000 diamonds on these accounts. All of our cards, monthly cards, deluxe cards, all of the cards have expired, and due to progression, we are not going to be buying them anymore. So we're going to continue moving through these accounts as free to play from this point going forward. We're not going to buy any of the cards anymore for the accounts. So I believe the gem count will be down quite a bit, but you only get 500 a day. So overall, we have 18,000 here. Looking at the Wilder account, we are still building Saurus. I think we're going to do Lorzen, or we're going to do the tank, which is Gorvo. Either one of those, I'm really leaning towards Lorzen because we have enough copies of Gorvo. We have enough copies of Lorzen. We need one more copy of Saurus, and we can actually ascend him. But I believe it is going to be Lorzen. The reason being, Lorzen does link very, very well with Iran. When you look at his ability, Inner Sight, marks them with an inner sight symbol, so allowing the ultimate abilities to do more damage. And also, Gale Force links the furthest and closest enemy target together, which means that when Iran pulls in all enemies, or actually 3 enemies, one of the enemies that he is pulling in is going to be linked to an enemy that is on the other side, meaning that they are going to take damage as well. So as Iran pulls in the heroes, does damage to 3 of the enemies, the 4th one is going to be linked with Lorzen, which can provide a very, very solid link with them. Also, looking at his skills, randomly shields heroes as well, which makes Lorzen, overall, he doesn't do the most damage with Tempest, which is an AoE that grows in size, but if you look at the Inner Sight ability, the Wind Ward, and the Gale Force ability, he is very, very solid with the abilities that he has for the Wilders. So let's go ahead and we'll get into the summons. We just finished 26 into 27, so we do get 2 cards here. So we'll go ahead and pull, hopefully we can pull a couple copies of heroes we're looking for, which there he is, Lorzen. That way when we build him, once we have enough fodder up to Ascended, we can go ahead and start adding stars onto him. Almost, we already have almost maxed out as well. Here we do have 4 of our stones, which it looks like Mizoth. Look at that. Giant Mizoth. Anytime we pull the Celestials or the Hypogean heroes on here, very, very cool to see. I believe we did get Cecilia, which is good, Mizoth, which is good, Isolde, which is good. So overall, some really, really good pulls there. With our stones, we have 23 stones, so a lot of fodder. And as you can see, we have 556 amplifying. We have over 1,000 primordial emblems because we are only focusing on the Wilders. We also do have 9 tier 1 stones for the Stone of Force and the Stone of Quickness. So we've been banking a lot of those, just waiting on gear as we continue to make progression. So let's go ahead and take a look here at our temple, which it looks like we got another copy of Lorzen, got a copy of Isolde, a copy of Cecilia. I believe at this point as well, if you can see right there, we do have enough for Namora, so that will take Namora to 5 stars. So she is maxed out with her abilities there. In turn, I'm not sure she's in the wish list. I think we already dropped her out of the wish list before, which we did, but that gives us our second 5-star hero here, which of course there is Namora. Still looking to add a couple more stars. So as we finish stars on Leica and Tassie, we can swap in Lorzen, we can swap in Saurus. Again, just like most of the other accounts, we are going to be running out of heroes soon as we continue to build 5-star heroes across the faction accounts. Here we do have 23 scrolls, 200 companion points, 18,000 diamonds that will go ahead and we'll get into the summons right now, starting with the companion points. Any elite heroes we pull in here are always really, really sought after just because of the rates being a little bit higher. Just got a couple rare cards there, which doesn't even look like any Wilders at that point. We're going to go ahead and save this one right now. We don't want to put diamonds into this one. Not sure who I'm going to build because Lorzen we already have copies. Gorvo we already have copies. Most of the heroes we already have copies of that we're looking to build. So let's get into our regular summons here. And an elite right off the bat, which is a copy of Oden. Very, very powerful Graveborn hero. If you haven't seen, his energy disintegration is very strong. And another elite right there, which is a copy of Scrag. Definitely one of the best Mauler tanks. Him and Inoki combination do really, really well together with the shields and also his damage mitigation. Another elite right there. Hopefully it'll be a wilder. It is a second copy of Cecilia. All right, so that does give us a little bit more food there. So there's Scrag, there's Oden. I believe we did get a copy. Yep. We have another copy of Scrag, so we can go ahead and add another star to him. Continuing to build the off faction accounts on this account is priority as well because of the faction towers. Faction towers give you a lot of cards, a lot of resources out of there. Copy of Thorin, which still not seeing any wilders. And another double, look at that. Hopefully it is wilders. It is Saurus. There it is. Saurus is finally going to ascend it on this account. I have used him quite a bit to tank. If you guys have been following the Wilder videos, I do use him significantly to tank. And there's our other copy, so let's go ahead and get him up since we finally have the copies. Raising his stats by 20%. Look at the hit point increase, attack, defense. That is a big, big bonus there for him. I believe we do have one more summon. And we do have a card on the table as well. That's okay. Last one's a couple rare, but I am okay with that because we did pull the copy we wanted to of Saurus, bringing him to our 7th ascended hero at this point. There's another copy of Almas. Almas will continue to add stars on. I'm keeping him out of the wish list though because he is not a priority. Maybe if they rework him one day, but he is at a plus 30 signature item as well. So let's go ahead and take a look through here. We have 4 copies of Saurus, so we're good there. We have 4 copies of Gorvo. Lorzen we have 3 copies of, which I'm thinking because Lorzen, even if we used food, we could take him to Mythic, but we don't have enough food to take him any higher. So unfortunately, we don't have any more copies of Iran, no more copies of Namora. Still adding stars, as you can see, to a bunch of heroes here. So again, we are just sitting tight, waiting for more food for the account. Let's run through the other factions really quick, though, just to make sure. So Estrelda, we're still waiting for a couple more copies. We already have Lucius up. So I believe at this point, we will build Cecilia, which we only have 1 copy. Same with Gwen. We only have the 1 copy up there. So we need a lot more light bearers. We have built quite a few, and we do have food here, but Cecilia, we'll see, because if we get Cecilia more copies, at least 2 Elite Plus, we can build her. If we get Gwen with 2 Elite Plus, we will build her to continue to push the Lightbearer faction. So on here, I would love to build Titus, which let's see who we already have built. We have Brutus, we have Scrag, so we could build Titus. Skarath, we're still waiting on more copies. Haven't had any luck whatsoever. Kasos, we have a lot of copies. We have two food there, so we can actually just go ahead and build him. That way we can use him, since we do have the copy, and we only need a little bit more to go ahead and build him up. So again, just needing more food on this account. Still working on Sophia. Graveborns, we did get Thorin up as well. We have Nara there. So we have 1, 2, we have 3 food. And nobody else, no Kalthar, no... Well, we do have food right there too. So we could actually get Thorin up a little higher, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We do have 4. All right, so we will use Naru to go ahead and level him up. So we got food there. Thorin, we can definitely use... There he is to Mythic, getting his signature item unlocked, which is vital to his success. Got a little bit more food there, and of course we do have double copies to take him up to Ascended, and 1 more to add a star to him, giving us a lot more power on the Graveborn account. So very, very cool to see. Celestials almost have Taline up. 1 more copy for Mythic. Then on the Hypogens, still kind of sitting tight. I'm still debating if we're going to get Nakaruru on these accounts. When it's released, I'll see exactly where we're at to go ahead and build Nakaruru. So we've been saving all of our resources just in case we decide to build them. 284 at this point. Bring us to 285. I believe we still have a little more essence. So 286. We should be able to max 286 at this point. Little short on essence, but 286 max, which brings us to 23 million overall power. Look at that. Another achievement there. So let's check out the Oaken Inn. Remember with the Oaken Inn, we are focusing on the heroes that we're using plus Taline. So here we do have Gorvo, we do have Lorzen in there. The primary heroes we already have in there, which Saurus, I know his furniture isn't the best, but Lorzen, we have enough copies. So we'll go ahead and do our summons. We're going to keep the red cards on the table if we do get some. There's a red one right there, which is a copy for Gorvo. So we are going to have to build him eventually, which the Shell Shock is very, very cool for his mitigation. Another red little twinkle there. So we're going to get back-to-back red, which is Saurus. Still need to build him as well. All right, a couple more pieces there. Couple more there, and some more red furniture for, nice, another piece for Leica, and another red. So we're getting really, really lucky with furniture here, which is a copy for Saurus. That will also give us a red card on the table. So let's take a quick look at Leica, because that will add a lot more attack. Accuracy and dodge went down a little bit, but that was a lot more attack as she gets her red furniture in there, which is good. Still working on Nomura as well. Iran is already good. So Tassie, of course, we do have her. I believe we only have her 2-set bonus at this point. I think is all that we have. One set. So we only have one piece for her right now. But we'll continue with Solus. Solus, I definitely want to build it as well. Which I believe here we have her 2-set. So when the Floral Spectre is defeated or duration on the battlefield expires, transforms itself into a spirit form for 8 seconds. When Blossom Fall is occurring, the spirit will be able to attack enemies. So even if her Floral Spectre dies, she'll still be able to attack enemies, which is pretty powerful. Because where it wouldn't be doing any damage, now it will be doing a little bit. And I know with Iran, I believe we already do have his 3-set bonus. We have his 4-set bonus, so we could possibly get his 5-set bonus. But I do want to check who else we do have, because I believe Tassie were pretty close as well. If we only have her 1-set. If we had her 2-set, I was going to go ahead and buy her next set bonus. Which even here, I believe this is just random gear that we have. Yep. So I'm not even sure. Let me make sure. I was just thinking yep, we do have Nomura in there. Just making sure. But Nomura we haven't gotten any pieces for yet either. All right, so let's take a look at the Wilder team. So Saurus, finally got him to Ascended, continuing to build his item, which we don't have any to level up right now. So right now we're sitting tight. We have the Primordial and the Amplifying Emblems for when we get Lorzen a little bit higher. But we do need a little bit more food to go ahead and build him. Because we're going to need, I don't think we had enough to build him any higher. Because we only have 3 right there unless we used another hero. But we're going to sit tight with 3. So that'll do it. Let's go ahead and collect up our loot here. Get a couple more, probably get another blue stone out of here. All right, so here we are, 27-4, so let's go ahead and we will start the campaign progression and see how far we can get with the team. So here we are on 27-4, our first boss stage. As you can see, we did swap in Saurus as well as Solus in this one. Solus with her plus 30 signature item, and the Floral Spectre just absolutely rains damage down on heroes as long as you can keep it alive. That's kind of the big thing, is making sure the Floral Spectre is live. And this one's going to be close, but there is the Floral Spectre. Raining damage on Namisu, raining damage on his totems for the win there. Let's look at the damage. Solus does 22, almost 23 million damage there from Solus and the Floral Spectre combination. 27-8. Look at that, a banish on Tassie. Don't see that very much, but there is Eron banished. Again, the Floral Spectre just raining damage out on heroes. Solus and Eron up on that one, 10 million, 8.6. So Eron definitely doing some burst damage to the heroes he's pulling in. 27-12. Again, stacking heroes perfect. Eron was banished right in the bottom. No Floral Spectre on this one because it dies pretty easy. That's the only problem I see with Solus. 6 million damage from Eron. Leica and Solus both doing some damage as well. 27-16. Let's swap Eron to the top, so hopefully we can pick up Tassie, which we did. Floral Spectre again went down pretty quick, but there is the sleep. Very, very quick battles with the burst team. 12 million from Eron, 9 million from Solus. Bring us to 27-20. So these are the Athalia stages with the Maulers. They do a crazy, crazy amount of damage. Look at Savius, look at Athalia. We're not even lasting a couple seconds. Let's swap this team around a little bit, see if we can get this to go. Floral Spectre even up for 1 second right there to get destroyed. I'm thinking we got to get some damage mitigation. Maybe take Sophia out of this. Which again, that was pretty quick. Let's try changing up a little. Let's try putting in, I'm thinking Namora, and let's try Namora. We'll see if we can get a Beguile, see if we can get some, which she died super, super fast as well. I think we're going to have to go tank heavy, maybe Almas and Saurus on this one. But again, another defeat. All right. So that'll do it for the Wilder team. After about 35-40 attempts, 27-20 is where we're going to leave the team. Collect up our loot, so we finished 3 solid ball stages there. Made some definite progression. Got Thorin to Ascended. Got Saurus to Ascended. Still working on a signature item to plus 30. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. The team is making awesome progression already into chapter 27. And thank you for watching.